What is up, everybody? This is my Flash Season 7 Episode 16 review entitled P.O.W. or Prisoner of War. And, just off the bat, I don't know how I feel about this episode. I have mixed feelings about it. I really like it for one, but then I really couldn't care less about it. It's just, yeah, it has all these good Godspeed plot lines and all this stuff that ties in from earlier in the season, but it has also all these B plots that are just so stupid nobody cares about. But yeah, we'll get into more of my in-depth thoughts after the intro. But so let's roll. If you watch these reviews weekly, I just want to preference, I won't be covering next week's episode because I will be on vacation, and I really don't want to bring a microphone with me, so, yeah, and, yeah, that means I won't be covering any, stuff next week, so there'll only be a ranking, so, yeah, but back to the episode. Barry is watching the news, and it's basically like, hey, everybody stay inside, but he is going to, ask Iris a question before, Nora is there, and Nora, is telling Barry that everything's not alright, and, she starts, like, fading in and out of the timeline, and, yeah, I know that's weird, but I don't know, something else I noticed was weird, but Barry was kind of choking himself as this was happening. And, when Nora disappears, it's kind of like, last episode where it was all a dream. And that exactly what, no, that's not English, that is exactly what it was like. So, yeah, Barry wakes up, and then we have, the Godspeeds are running rampant on the city, and, Chester talks to Caitlin real quick, and, yeah, before Barry comes in, and, they'll talk, and Chester's like, hey, this is like 8 hours after the last attack, so you guys probably haven't slept, really. What, 8 hours? That's a good night's rest. And Chester keeps saying, like, every time they go back, they're gonna come back earlier, and in between, like, different times. Here it's 8 hours, then next it's gonna be 4, then 2, and after 4 he says, like, 90 minutes, which doesn't make sense if we're going 4, 2, it would be 1, 30, 15, and then 7.5, so, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they would take 7.5 minutes to recharge. Anyway, I'm going on a big rant. I'm so sorry, but, yeah, that is basically what happens, and, yeah, we don't have much else to talk about. I really talked about this way before I should have, and, yeah, if you can't even click, and I'm just fidgeting with a remote, which I probably shouldn't be because it creates noise. But then Cecile comes in, Cecile talks, and, Cecile can't reach Joe, and Caitlin basically says, with all this Godspeed interference, it's creating, like, a signal dampener, so nobody can get out into the, world, which later doesn't make sense, because how did they contact Cisco to make that device for the Godspeed War? Maybe they did it right after the Godspeeds came, and, all that stuff with Mark happened, but I don't know. We have this dude, Adam, who we've been talking about for the last couple episodes. We finally meet him, and he's investigating the car that he blew up. And obviously, Kristen and Joe got out. We didn't know that. We knew that they were gonna die, even when we got we knew that they weren't gonna die. Maybe Kristen, I don't care about her. But, just C.L. Martin just got announced for Season 8, so we knew he wasn't, dying. And, Eric Dean Seaton, I think, is the name of the dude who directs 150, and he took photos with both of them. But anyway, that's my little rant. But Barry and Caitlin talk real quick, and it's just like, Barry's speed healing for the win. He had, like, I think Caitlin said he had broken ribs and internal bleeding. Speed healing for the win, my guy. Really. Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm stalling, really. But in between their conversation, you know who comes in? You know who comes in? You know who comes in? It's my man Diggle. Yeah, sorry. It's my man Diggle. Diggle comes in and he just is like, oh hey guys, I brought a weapon, and I don't know, my voice is kind of raspy. I'm trying to prevent the rasp, so I think if I talk like this, it's not as raspy, but it just doesn't sound like me, man. But yeah, he brought a device to prevent everything that's gonna happen. So, he shows off that device in the speed lab, and, Chester kind of really geeks over that Diggle is there. He's like, oh my god, the Spartan, the heart of Team Arrow, John Diggle, Argus agent, wow. And, you know, I was kind of confused, but I remembered, I watched Arrow, yeah. I watched from season 3 to 4, and I gave up in 4 and started back up in 7 to 8. I've seen all the seasons before, just so you know. In like the summer of 2019, I watched it. It's fine. Arrow's actually a really good show, but in the show, John Diggle's identity is public knowledge as Spartan, so I was kind of confused as why they would know that he was the heart of Team Arrow or whatever. And then I had a brain blip or whatever. So, Diggle says that the device he brought can hold something in place for a piosecond, I think he said. It was a weird word. I've never heard it before. It's probably real, but a lot of the science is just made up, and we have a lot of people making fun of it, but these are 30-year-old people writing these episodes. They are a writer, not a scientist. I don't expect myself to write some science, blah blah blah, but yeah, that's just my that's just, yeah. if you probably don't know, I wouldn't call myself a good writer, but I'm not the worst. I could probably write better than season 7, but anyway, dude, I thought, sorry for in my microphone, I think it would be such a cool idea. I've thought this for like 4 years at this point, that when they introduce Godspeed, which is now, they should introduce August Hart as the bad guy first, and then after they kill August Hart or whatever, we don't know why he goes bad, but then they meet August Hart in present day before he turned into Godspeed, and they're like, oh no, we gotta prevent this from him from ever becoming Godspeed. And then by the end of the season, it's like, oh, this is why he hates us. This is why he became Godspeed, because we tried to prevent him from becoming what. And I don't know, I thought that concept would be cool. But as you saw, yeah, the ball got frozen in place by Diggle's machine, which he said that Cisco made. And yeah, but what do you guys think about what I think they should have done with Godspeed? I thought that back when like season 3 was happening, to be honest. Yeah, it's just been in my head for so long. I just always thought that was a cool idea, and I think they could be doing it if they have August Hart as a main character in season 8 with his memory wiped. Eventually gets it back, and we see Godspeed as a recurring villain, just like how Reverse Flash is. But eventually, as Barry and Diggle talk, Diggle gets these head pains that, if you remember, or you watch my Batwoman review, which I will link down below, he had head pains, and he went to a neurosurgeon in Gotham for it. But as that happens, you can see Cecile. She felt something there, and she thinks that something's going on. I don't think they showed that Cecile reacting shot for no reason, but we have Caitlin with Esperanza. I'm gonna call her Esperanza because she's not ultraviolet right now. After the successful surgery on ultraviolet, all she has to do is wear this thing that whatever was in her body for Black Hole, it, like, keeps it straight and everything. But then, Esperanza and Allegra talk. And I don't know, man, this is the most boring crap of the episode. I don't know if the writers have learned. I'm just so happy that I know we shouldn't celebrate. Sorry. I know we shouldn't celebrate, people's deaths, but, man, now we have this god-awful ultraviolet stuff done after all this, after she died in this episode. And I know Allegra is still here, but Allegra's not the problem, I mean, they could do her better. She's only on here because Eric Wallace created the character in the comics. And, yeah, I see people complain about Chester. I don't care. I love Chester. I think he's a good character. But Allegra, she has no point on being in the show. Is she Team Flash or is she Team Citizen? Camilla didn't secretly have powers. Like, Diggle even commented on, Cecile having powers in this episode. And, nothing, and he didn't even comment on Chester having his black hole powers. It's like, dude, did they even forget about him? But whatever. Back to the story. Wow. Barry has this, like, head device that's, channeling, like, what the Godspeed speak out of, like, oh my god. I just embarrassed myself. You know what? I can't make the sound, man. Why do you expect me to do that? But he traps the Godspeed, and, yeah, but we have Diggle there, too, and it was just a cool scene. Yeah. That's what I think about it. 100%, 150, and 200, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. I think it's past 12, so I'm kind of tired. But we have Diggle talking about, why the soldier isn't talking, or the, Godspeed isn't talking, and Diggle's basically like, it's because he's a soldier, and that's why he knows how to, like, he knows how to not talk and everything. Jeez. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I just laughed. What was that? You guys shouldn't have listened to this. I'm so sorry. If you're still here, give the video a dislike. Or give it a like, actually. I'll let you decide. I think it'd be very kind. But whatever. They're watching over Godspeed and Flash. Tries to talk to, Team Flash with the comms. And, Godspeed talks to him. And, yeah. Okay, here we basically have Godspeed's motivation. I'm sorry. I'm kind of bored. I think you can tell. So, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna stop whispering. Okay. Yeah. So, Godspeed kind of says his motivation here, and he is basically like, man, our Civil War is divided in between two people, or two versions of Godspeed clones. One, the other side has August Heart's support from 2049, which I guess would be the junior version of August Heart, because, in the Godspeed episode from Season 5, we saw his birth date was 2021. So maybe this dude has a child next year, because in the Arrowverse it's 2020, even though Cecile said 2021 this episode. So, I don't know what she's thinking, but timeline-wise it is 2020. Or, sorry, I was fidgeting with my mic if that was weird. But, yeah. The Godspeed clones don't want to be deaded. They don't want to die. So they're fighting for their freedom to be alive, because they themselves are people with interests and loves, just like how, what am I talking about? Loki was trying to convince Mobius and, Loki, sorry. But, yeah, Team Flash kind of talks and figures out what is up. But, yeah, Godspeed, this version of Godspeed is like, Barry, we're fighting for the same side. We both want to find August Heart. Personally, my side, we just want to kill him. And Barry says, no, I will not kill. But Okay, Bartholomew, it's not like you killed anyone before. But yeah, it's just, yeah. But Godspeed says, yeah, you can either be with us or against us. And Team Flash is like, oh my god, Barry, you gotta get out of there. You gotta grab the, thing so Godspeed can stay in place. So that's exactly what he does. He goes to grab the thing because since Godspeed's a Velocity X-powered speedster, he's not 100% a meta. So, the meta dampener cells don't work on him. So he can just speed out of there with his speed, which he does. And because he was closer and Barry wasn't expecting it, he breaks the device. So Godspeed has the upper hand, and Godspeed completely like dogged on Flash, and he like, I don't know, but it was crazy. And yeah, it was just a good fight scene. But by the end, Allegra comes to save the day and blasts Flash, and I really hope, even with XS and Impulse and Speedster Iris and Barry, I just really hope that we don't have Allegra save the day in season 7 finale. I know we've had the skip like 10 seconds. If you don't want spoilers, I know we've had this set photos with Reverse Flash and Flash taking down Godspeed, but yeah, hopefully you guys skip 10 seconds. You should skip 20 seconds. Yeah, but yeah, we have Barry yelling at Chester, and Diggle is kind of like, yo, Barry, everybody get out. I gotta talk to Barry. So Diggle and Barry talk, and Diggle's kind of like, hey man, I know you're stressed out, and Barry's kind of like, yeah, my daughter, man, I don't know if she's still alive. I'm gonna go 24/9, but I don't want to mess up the timeline. So Diggle's kind of like, man, out of all the jobs I've had, vigilante, bodyguard, soldier, Green Arrow, my favorite job was being a dad, and that's the most important thing. I'd go, family is the most important thing, so I keep dropping what I'm fidgeting with, so I'd, go to the future and see my daughter if it depended on it. So yeah, and Allegra was listening, so I guess this, like, fuels her thing to go, like, with Esperanza or whatever, but Barry talks to Cecile, and Cecile says it's 2021, which you can see she's calling it 2021, as it's the first year in the 2020s. In the 20s, wow, we're living in the 20s, man. When I think of 20s, I think of, like, black and white, everybody wears suits, like, after World War I, but before the 1930s, oh, man, but, Diggle in his Spartan outfit, great to see that return, and Cecile, talk throughout the hallway and walk, and Diggle gets, like, a big, like, mind attack. I don't think the people are saying stuff yet. Oh, sorry, I keep in my microphone, man. But, Cecile, like, used her powers to Sienna, and she gets what all, Diggle's feeling, because I feel like she had something with him. And come on, man, you have Cecile go with Diggle. I mean, it's the D.A. Horton. This would be like if, Harvey Dent married Jim Gordon and, went out. Sorry, this would be like if Jim Gordon adopted Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent dated Bruce Wayne. I mean, Jim Gordon. And Harvey Dent went out with Green Lantern, basically. At the fight, it would just be so stupid. I don't know why Diggle is letting Cecile, of all people, team up with. I mean, since she has the top powers from last episode, I guess she's more useful, but whatever. Cecile says, like, there's some infinite in Diggle, powerful, that she was sensing, so that could be the ring, because the universe is infinite and everything, and later, the voice in his head says, worlds await, or whatever. But yeah, Flash, Barry apologizes to Chester for yelling at him or snapping at him. And, yeah, Barry's about to go to 2049. So they open up the portal. He says his goodbyes. He says that I'll be back right here. It will be like I'm never gone or whatever, like he said for the past 7 seasons. So yeah, Barry runs through the Speed Force, and that's not how I remember time traveling, man. I think time travel is supposed to be through like the blue portal, and you have all the sides of different memories, which tease at future events. I would have honestly liked that, and in Speed Force there are Godspeeds blocking the way, so Godspeed yeah, the Godspeed shoot lightning at Barry, and he falls through, and he falls out. He should follow the timeline in about 2024, which if he still disappears in 2024, they could be blocking him or whatever. But whatever, man. Yeah, Barry falls out, and he's in the garden that Dion was in. Conveniently, Dion is there. So Barry and Dion talk, and yeah, it's Dion Owens. Let's be honest. Besides Frieza, Dion was the least annoying force, and honestly the best force. I don't care for Psyche, he was kind of annoying. Frieza, like, what has the show become? I mean, they chose to adapt what people are literally saying the worst storyline out of the Flash in the 2010s as the main season 7 storyline. When you have a rough draft with the comics to go against, this would be like, if they, I don't know classic Flash comics, but whatever. Never mind. Barry tries to convince Dion to take him to 2049. Dion's like, nah, bro. Right now, because Mama Speed Force, and I hate that, like, he calls her, like, big sis or whatever, is mad at the Godspeed, so it's like a one-way trip. But there we also learn that, who's there? Iris West. Iris West has been there because she's super sick, and, like, is Barry just occupied, or has he not seen his wife in, what would it be? She got sick in, like, 14, maybe, like, a week. Like, man, but Iris, Dion basically says that Iris's mother keeps, like, vanishing in and out timeline, and I guess that's some way that the Godspeeds are screwing with Dion, and shouldn't Wally be with Dion or whatever, but I guess Wally can go into the Speed Force and be okay, so that's probably what he did. Wally probably is there, man. Yeah. But wait, if Iris fades out, shouldn't Nora and Bart? Anyway, yeah, it's just confusing. I don't get it. And but whatever. Iris vanishes before Barry can say "I love you." He does that. I love. He goes Iris, and she fades away. So yeah, in Central City, not in the Speed Force. Godspeed is with some guy attacking a car, and oh my god, I lost my cool when this happened. John Diggle shoots him with nanites, and he says, "Those are nanites, courtesy of Ray Palmer," and that was just, ah, my god, so cool. That was so cool. But in this encounter, Diggle has a mental thing where his headaches are reappearing, and they're talking to him. Yep. By the way, Cecile saves the dude. I ranted about Cecile earlier. It doesn't need to. Whew. But yeah, Diggle hears stuff with his mind, in his mind with his headaches, and he hears, I think it is the ring, the worlds await, worlds await, worlds await for Diggle. Worlds await for him to save him in sector 28137. No. 2837, I think it is. It's 28 something something. But whatever. Godspeed gets up, and yeah, man, I'm so sad I can't review Superman Lois next week. I'll be able to watch it, but like, if he does get a Green Lantern ring there, like, you guys won't be able to hear how excited I am in my voice. Maybe I'll do a late review on it, I don't know, but Frost saves Diggle, and, yeah, that, I don't know, but, they talk real quick, and, yeah, Chester back at Star Labs is talking to Caitlin. Chester's like, hey, shouldn't Barry be, like, back by now? I thought he was supposed to only be gone for, like, it would seem like he was never gone, just maybe, like, ran a couple laps and came back or whatever. And Caitlin's like, yeah, when this usually happens, I mean, something's gone wrong. So then, Barry, he fizzes back into reality after leaving Dion's, like, little pocket of the Speed Force, because I guess they all got their own pockets after they made peace or whatever. And, man, I can see the Forces coming back as, like, in Supernatural, if you've seen Supernatural, I'm watching it right now, I'm in, like, season 14, it's so sad, I don't have a lot left, but, in the later 5 seasons where they have people from, like, season 1 appear, 12 seasons later, and you're like, I don't know what that is, but it's supposed to be, like, a big moment. I feel like, season 10, they're gonna have, like, oh, the Forces are back for an episode, yay, and we're gonna go, no, whatever, but, Allegra, like, finds Esperanza wounded and dead, almost dead, and Esperanza says some stupid stuff like, oh, I'm dead because of you, and then she has the audacity to die, which I completely hate. I'm just happy that Esperanza's gone. No hate on the actress, man, she's just getting paid, she's doing her job well. I just don't care for the character, but that's just me, and yeah, Esperanza dies, and, fades away, and this part was actually pretty cool. I feel like the Flash is actually getting that rumored, bonus. Like, the money boost from HBO Max, I feel like they're getting that, because that CGI, where she fades away, is really good. Most of the CGI in this episode was top-notch, and has really been for the past 3 episodes, really. It's been better. They're doing a lot of daytime speed scenes, which they previously couldn't, because if you didn't know, CGI doesn't look that good in the daytime. Sorry, CGI doesn't look that good in the daytime. I don't know, sometimes I just, my voice just fluctuates. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I'm trying to sit in my chair and not, like, hunch down and be like that, because every time I'm like that, my neck hurts after I make these, like, 40 minutes reviews. So, yeah. They find August Hart, or this man, by, where Nora's journal said was an important place to August, and yes, it's a recast, but the original August Hart was a, extra that had 2 lines, so, I don't know, they could have cast it in advance, but really, I didn't expect him to show up, and I don't think none of us really did either. So yeah, they save August Hart, but here we have some of the most boring crap the Flash has ever done. We have this Adam dude, Kristen Kramer, and Joe, and I cannot care less, to be honest. It's just this confrontation, and throughout this, it's revealed that Adam is a metahuman who's immortal, or whatever. So that's why he blew up the thing, and we find out that Kristen Kramer actually died in the explosion. And so he's confused on why she's alive, and I feel like there's 2 episodes left. They're marketing 150 and 151 episode. The penultimate and season finale has a 2-part season finale, so I guess we'll find out there. In rankings, I'm still gonna count 17 as penultimate episode, but Jill puts the boot on Adam, and yeah, it's just revealed that Kristen also died in that explosion. She didn't actually survive. I don't know why she's there. Maybe she is a metahuman, and she is a hypocrite. I'm still very mad about that Frost trial, even though that was 8 episodes ago. I just really don't like what they did, and like how Kristen Kramer's character took a whole 180. We're like, oh no, she's actually a good guy. I don't like what they're trying to do. If you want to hear my thoughts on the Frost episode or whatever, the people versus Killer Frost, Flash playlist, link in the description, guys. But yeah, I just couldn't care less, and God, get this horrible storyline over. I'm so happy they didn't announce Kristen as a main cast member. It's kind of like Esperanza. I don't care. Good that the actress is getting paid, but I don't care for her character at all, and I would rather that her character never existed and Joe never left the CCPD, because it was honestly pointless, and they could have done better with their what was it, Black Lives Matter episode. Batwoman did really good job on both of those, both of theirs, and I thought Batwoman and Superman Lois are honestly the best 2 seasons of this whole Arrowverse year. But anyway, Chester and Diggle talk. It was like a handshake, then goodbye, and Barry and Diggle talk, and this was honestly some of the coolest crap this whole entire episode. Barry and Diggle, they are friends, and Diggle's like, hey, I gotta take care of this thing, man. And he's referring, and they even show this in the episode when he opened the box, so we know what he's referring to from the Arrow season finale. Or for people who didn't even watch that, now they get a snippet and think it's new footage. But yeah, they talk about it, and Barry's like, hey, whatever you need, call us up and we'll try to help. Even hopefully the Scott Speed War will be over. We need all the help we can get, but I understand why you're leaving. And it's just like, they've been friends for what? Arrow season 3. Wow, this is their 6th year being friends. Like, they know each other pretty well. I think Diggle was pretty happy not to be sped around this episode. Sorry for hitting the microphone again. Diggle, I don't know, they kind of went to Flash tradition. Every time Diggle kind of appeared Flash, pushed him around and Diggle threw up, which didn't happen this episode. But, yeah, they kind of broke the tradition every time Diggle appears, but whatever. Caitlin is getting this memory thing for August Heart, ready, and, yeah, August kind of, like, talks to them, and it's this big thing where, when Caitlin, gives him the medicine type thing, he doesn't, he, like, freaks out. By the end, he's like, oh, he doesn't have memories, but he can remember his name, and by the end, he tells Caitlin and Cecile that his name is August, basically confirming what they thought already, and that it is August Heart. And now I am about, I kind of say 30 seconds away from where I projected this with the clips. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say here, if you're not subscribed and you really enjoy this review, and all my mess ups and the microphone, whatever, even though it's awful, I try to be the best reviewer I can, and I would really like it if you can help us around the road to 100 subscribers. You can look down there, and it's, what, 12 subscribers away, so, maybe you can help it be 11, but, yeah. We have him tell, Cecile and Caitlin that his name is August, and, yeah, he's August Heart, and Cecile goes to Barry with that news and knowledge, and she's like, basically, yeah, Barry, this is August Heart. We don't know why he's here. He doesn't have any of his memories. But yeah, this is our big bad guy that we're looking for, and we gotta, look for him, basically. But, yeah, Barry's just like, yeah, whatever. He's like, okay, cool. Not, yeah, whatever, but, after Cecile leaves, you know who rushes in? Nora West Allen. This isn't a dream, man. Barry didn't fall asleep. Like, I thought maybe they were doing some camera trick, but no, I thought this was gonna happen. I don't know if I mentioned in last week's review, but I really thought this was gonna happen, and yeah, I just am glad that they got their reunion. It was such a happy moment. I know someone in my group chat was so happy, but Nora's like, hey, if we're all okay, me and both of us are okay, you don't have to worry about it. And Barry's like, hey, Iris is okay, why would Iris be with you? And Nora's like, hey, no, silly, or whatever, but he's like, In just a minute, you can be even happier, because Barry says, I'm so happy right now. And you know who rushes in? You know who rushes in? It is my boy, XX, or Bart Allen, man. Wow, Bart Allen rushes in. He's like, oh, hey, Pops, what's poppin'? No. But, Barry's so surprised that he has a son. And, I don't know if they're twins. I hope they are. The Tornado Twins. But, yeah, it's XS, and it's like, oh my god, man. No, it's like Impulse. It's like, oh my god. Man. Sorry for headphone users, man. I didn't expect that. That's why I didn't. But, man, it's come full circle, man. I remember I was 8 when the show started. I can get my driver's permit in a couple months. It's just crazy to think about how far the show is coming. I wanted to be XS. I really wanted to play. I mean, Impulse. Whenever he would come, I knew he was coming on the show at some point. Whenever he came on the show, I knew I wanted to play him, which I'm so happy it's not me, man. I would be so starstruck. But, yeah, that was my flash review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would be so kind to subscribe and like the video and all that crap that I have to say, go down in the description, follow our socials, look at the videos, go give the videos in the bottom, view, and goodbye, stay safe, and goodbye.